Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. I welcome you all to a daily quiz video for today. Before we get down to the questions, there are a few important announcements for all of you. Tonight's explained session that goes live at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel would be on the National Logistics Policy. To join in live, this is at 8 p.m. Don't forget to miss this. This is one of the biggest news in the last couple of months. Then we have a series of offline workshops this weekend for all of you. If you're in cities such as Delhi, Chennai, Lucknow, Hyderabad, you can attend these workshops. The date for these workshops is 25th of September. At 4 to 5 p.m., you can give a mock test to check your preparation for the prelims examination. And then the next couple of hours, 5 to 7 p.m., you will have an IAS preparation workshop from some of the best mentors in this particular field. You have a workshop in Delhi, Hindi and English. Then you also have a workshop in Chennai. If you're in Chennai, please make sure you attend these. Then there is in Hyderabad also. And then we have a workshop in Lucknow. If you want to register for these workshops, all that you have to do is make sure that you check out the link given in the description of the video. All that you have to do is give a missed call on the given number and your registration will be done for the workshop. Also, I hope that you are now a part of our Telegram channel where we are running an important series of political thinkers where one video gets released every single day. Today at 7 p.m. we will have a video of M.N. Roy, his political thoughts and ideas, which is extremely important if you are preparing for political science optional or the ethics paper. Now, having said that, let's begin with question number 1 on your screen. Consider the following statements with regards to TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Number 1. The TRAI was established by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997. Second, the TRAI Act was amended in the year 2000, which established a Telecommunications Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal to take over the adjudicatory and disputes functions from TRAI. Third, the TRAI consists of a chairman, 2 whole-time members and 2 part-time members, all of which are appointed by the Government of India. Which of these given statements about TRAI is or are correct? The correct answer would be D. All the 3 given statements about TRAI are absolutely correct. It is a statutory body established in the year 1997. We also have the Telecommunication Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal. The TRAI has 5 members in total. The reason why we are discussing this question is because the Department of Telecommunications has recently issued a draft Indian Telecommunication Bill of 2022. The agenda of this bill is to bring together 3 separate acts that mainly regulate and govern the telecommunications sector. That is the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885, the Indian Wireless Telegraphy Act of 1933, and the Telegraph Wires Act of 1950. It will also bring in certain changes in the working of TRAI Act, and that is why this question has been asked. Next, question number 2. The 1098 helpline number in India is related to which of the following? Women rights, children helpline, minority welfare, or tribals helpline? The correct answer here is B. This is a famous children helpline number, that is 1098. The reason why this is in the news is, so far, the 1098 helpline number, also called the Child Line, was actually operated by an NGO called the Child Line India Foundation. Now, the government has decided that it will be the government itself that will be handling this helpline for now. And in the long run, the government will integrate this with the National Emergency Helpline, that is 112. So rather than having a separate helpline 1098 continue, we will have one single helpline, that is 112. Next, question number 3. Consider the following statements with regards to Nikah Halala. Number 1. In India, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage, passed after invalidation of triple talaq by the Supreme Court, is silent on Nikah Halala. Second, the Quran allows a man to divorce his wife a maximum of 2 times. Third, in Saudi Arabia, where divorces are on the rise, the number of halala cases are increasing drastically. Which of these given statements is or are correct? If you remember, a few days back, we did discuss about Nikah Halala. The Nikah Halala is a concept where a divorce can be given by a Muslim male to a female by uttering the word talaq thrice over 3 separate months, not instantly, so that it gives enough time for the couple to actually think about it. So it is a form of divorce which is not instant, which has to be spread across at least 3 months. The correct answer here is A. 1 and 2 are correct. The third statement is wrong. In Saudi Arabia and a lot of other Islamic nations, Nikah Halala is not being found. We do not have any halala related cases in nations such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, Yemen, etc. The reason why this is in the news is that a Delhi-based victim of instant triple talaq and a fraud marriage approached the Supreme Court in 2018 to ask for a ban on Nikah Halala. Following this petition, the court has issued notices to the Government of India, National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Women and National Minorities Commission. This article tells you that these cases are not found in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Yemen, etc. Next, question number 4. The Vineet Narain case of 1997 led to which of the following? Number 1, reforms in the CBI. Number 2, restoration of judicial review powers of the high courts. Third, striking down of the EWS quota introduced by the government. And fourth, prohibition on manual scavenging in India. The correct answer here is A. This is a famous case which you read about whenever you read about the working of the CBI. Vineet Narain is a very famous journalist behind the Hawala case. He was a main petitioner in this case. It was in this case that the Supreme Court said that the working of the CBI should not be interfered with by the government. The Supreme Court also said that the CBI director should be given at least a tenure of 2 years. In the same case, the Supreme Court also said that the CVC should look into the working of the CBI. The reason why we are asking this question is that the same person, Vineet Narain, the famous journalist, has written this editorial on the working of the CBI and ED in today's Indian Express. He says that it has been almost 30 years since he petitioned in the Supreme Court regarding the role of the CBI in corruption-related cases, especially those that involve the people from the ruling party. The ED, as per him, is now playing the similar kind of a role. Next is a previous year question from 2019. Which of the following adopted a law on data protection and privacy for its citizens, known as General Data Protection Regulation, in April 2016 and started implementation of it from 25th of May 2018? Australia, Canada, European Union, or the US? The correct answer here is C. It is the European Union that was behind this particular bill. In fact, if you would have read, India's own data protection law was also based on the General Data Protection Regulation only from EU. EU, as you know, has long been regarded as the world leader in introducing these kinds of laws. This particular regulation, that is also called the GDPR, tries to protect the personal data and privacy of all the citizens of the EU, makes the companies accountable that collect data, store and analyze it, and it came into force in May 2018. It talks about all the organizations that have a working presence in EU, and any of the breach of this law will be punished heavily by the EU. Next is a fact of the day, and today we'll be discussing about something called the Dvorak technique. Now, the reason why this has been covered in the newspaper today is that the person behind this technique, that is the famous American meteorologist, passed away at the age of 100. He was best known for the Dvorak technique that is named after him. This technique is mainly used to estimate the cyclone intensity. Using this, the governments can ensure that the evacuation of the place can be carried out in a much more planned manner, and the number of lives that are now lost due to cyclones have reduced drastically, mainly because of this technique. He developed this technique in the 1970s, under which the forecasters use the available satellite images from polar orbiting satellites to examine features of developing tropical storms. At the daytime, the images in the visible spectrum were used, while at the night time, oceans are observed using the infrared images to estimate what will be the intensity of the cyclones. This technique gives the best estimates of cyclone intensity, which is an extremely vital component of the weather warnings. It's a sad day for all the meteorologist community in the entire world with the passing of Dvorak. This is it for today's daily quiz video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day ahead.